Okay, back to another session. In this session, we'll discuss about cost categories and cost centers. This concept is very special concept in Tally because you must be understand what is cost category, what is cost center. So the cost center and cost categories are different procedures are there. So it is allocation of different items like revenue and non-revenue elements. So we can go ahead for this concept once. So here, cost categories. So the cost category means what? The cost category is used for classify the various expenses or incomes into specific groups or categories based on predefined criteria. See, the cost category is the main head of the work. The cost center is the subcategory of the work. Suppose the cost category is a head of the department. So the head of the department is what? For example, purchase department, the sales department, and service department or production department. So the cost categories are like a primary folder. So the cost categories are helps. So what are the expenses are we are maintaining in our organization. So every expenses or every income just we have to shown through category and center. For example, here one of the example is there here. In a manufacturing company, the cost categories could include categories like a direct materials, like a labor cost, like a overhead, like a sales, and many things are there. So cost centers and cost categories are different type of examples are there. So we'll go ahead for one example in the live. And cost centers. So the cost center also like a sub department. For example, so the company is the main head. So that is a category. That company under sub departments are what? That means the organization sub departments are different, like a marketing, okay, like a production, like accounts. So every revenue and non-revenue expensive natures. So generally we are passing in Tally direct voucher only. For example, paid rent account data to cash we have posted. For example, paid electricity bill, that means electricity bill account data to cash. But in middle of payment, so how to be paid? Through the work or from the work. So the cost center, the cost category is the middleman work. So these two are not ledgers. We are creating two separate heads of cost category and cost center. So while we are posting of any transaction, we have to followed by cost category and cost center in the separate outstanding method. So the cost category and cost centers, if we maintain, we can know all the details of company expenditure, how the way of spending the amount. Because every organization, they have to spend the money for different expenditures or different purposes. So that purpose is understand only we are followed by journal entry only. For example, one organization has spent some amount of advertisement charges. So they have spent different type of advertisements, but they wrote transaction is advertisement charges account data to cash. But in that advertisement charges are spent different modes, like a online, like a digital marketing, like newspaper, like a local ads. So different procedure they spend the money. But that type of transactions we are not writing direct method. So those things we have to followed by cost center and cost category. Means just in the final day, we can understand how much spent for each category wise. So in this case, we are discussing about cost centers and cost category methods. So center is a sub. See, a center is a branch A, branch B, branch C, like that. So everywhere in the main heads are there, and subheads are like branch 1, branch 2, like that. So sales department, purchase department, you can take many examples here. So in this case, we have the different procedures are there. So very simple process we can explain this cost center and category. So we can create the company, then ledger creation, cost category and cost centers we can create, and voucher transaction, report verification. Very simple steps we can follow here. So let's go ahead for Tally. So before start our problem, just I'll show you one problem for you. See here. In this case, the cost centers are given buildings and roads. And another thing has given Raju and Hari. These two persons are employees. That means organization employees. So we can create two categories in this case and 4 centers. One category belongs to 2 centers. The another category belongs to 2 centers. So some of the transactions are given here. In these transactions are, just read this transaction first. Paid wages for buildings. Suppose there is no word for building. Very simple transaction is what? Wages accounted to cash. The second transaction has paid coolies charges 200. So what was the entry? Coolie charges accounted to cash. But in this case, the special element has given, the special things has given for what? For spending the money. So for whom we are spending the money? For buildings, for roads. So ultimately we can understand this, all the transactions are profit and loss. But final day we can understand what was the amount spending for building, what was the amount spending for road, and even how much sold through Hari, he is the employee. Okay, how much sold to Raju, and these two are persons. So he is not supplier and customer. So the cost center is to allocate the different items like that. So we can follow this problem. So we can go ahead with step by step process. So first of all, we can create the company. Just already I opened the Tally. So we know that how to create the company. So once again, we can go for the company. Just click on create. So cost centers. So this is common for everyone. We can create this same state like, so we are feeling, I think every day we are following the same methods, right? Company creation is common for. And save the screen. Accept this option. Yes. See, in this case, cost center should enable, because so these all are called F11 features. In this F11 features, so before start with our cost center accounting, so we must be enable the cost center option. See here. So without enabling this option, we are unable to work with the cost center and cost categories. So this is the mandatory part. First, we can enable this option. Just say to S. Okay. Rest of other options will be continue same, and GST would be no. Okay. Then continue to save the screen. So we got our company. So company is created successfully. Just I can shut this company, existing company, others company. Now clear. So step 1 created, very clear. And next one, we can create the cost centers or else ledgers. You can create anything. Either you can create ledger wise or else cost centers. So we can create the ledgers first. How many ledgers are there here? Wages, coolies, and wages. Again repeated, carriage charges. Okay, purchase, sales. Okay, purchase ledger 1, sales ledger. Next, wages, coolies charges, and carriage charges. So just click on create. Then go for ledger. Okay. So first you can create the wages under direct expenses. So in this direct expenses here, there is no cost centers here. See, while you are creating a ledger, there is no cost center option here. So we must be enable the cost center configuration also. Where you have to enable the cost center configuration, press F12 here. So configuration is the first time. Suppose already it is activated, cost centers are applicable, yes. So you can continue to yes. But while you are creating a ledger, in this case, the cost center is not shown. So behind this screen, what are the options are there? So press F12. Okay. Just you can press the F12 option. In this F12, so you can check it there, cost center options here. One of the option has given the cost centers. See here, the option is there, no? So what was the option here? the cost centers for ledgers. You must be enable this option, cost center for ledgers. You can enable this option. So once we S this option, automatically the option will be applicable in the ledger screen. So this is important. So if you already enabled, means it has S, so you can leave it. So if you're not enabled in the first time, so just you can enable the option as S. So this is the option for you. So just you can say as S here. Then enter to save, Control A to save, over. So again we can back to the same ledger. So here wages under direct expense, cost centers are applicable, yes. So this is very important option for cost centers. While we are working on cost center, we must be enable this option, then enter to save. Next, coolies charges under direct expenses, same cost centers are enabled, yes. Next, carriage charges under direct expenses, cost centers are applicable, yes. Sometimes some ledgers are not required cost centers. Suppose, for example, paid rent. So in that ledger, it's not required. Just you can just simply can say no. So next is purchase. Under purchase account, cost centers are applicable as. Again sales. Under sales account, cost centers are applicable as. Then save. Let's check if the problem any ledgers are pending. See here, wages one we created, coolies we created, and carriage charges we created, purchase and sales. So the step number 2 has done successfully. And another step is now you can create the cost categories and cost centers. Just back to the gateway of Tally once. Just we can go to the problem once here. Here is project as given. So we can set the one name of project. So we are working for one project. Under the project is some of the infra projects or anything you can put the name. So in the project, there are two types of projects are going on. One is buildings and another one is road construction. So now we can create the cost categories. So very simple way to you can create the category. Click on create. See here. Now click on show more. Here you can use the option show more. This is the option. Okay. Click on show more. See here. Click on cost category. So what you can click here, just you can select the option is cost category. Now you can create. In the first time, just it is asking like that. In the second time of creation, direct you can go for creation mode. Just we are activating the cost categories here. Do you want to alter primary cost category or create a new cost category? So we won't add any existing means already one category is there, that is cost center category. So we want to create our new category. Just click on category. So you can write the category. So in this problem, so category has given only there is no name, so we can create our own name. So for example, ABC projects limited. So the company is what? ABC projects limited. So we are working for ABC projects limited under revenue item allocations. Yes, then accept. So category is one more category is there. The second category is what? The second category is a employee. In that category, for example, ABC project employee. Enter to save. See here, category is successfully we created, and back to the screen. Now you can create the center. So how many centers are there? 4 centers are there. These 4 centers we can create the as per the process. Now, before created a center, just you can select the category. Space bar, press space bar. Just you can create the first category is what? Projects. In the project, first center is what? Building. Building works or building construction. You can write any name. And the second center is what? Road works. Okay. The second category center is road works. Again, press backspace, space bar. Just select the second category. What was the second category? Employee. Employee is a Raju. then Hari. So you can create any respective of names. You can create n number of things. So there is no rule for creation of person or any other relevant things. Okay, just as per the problem we are working here. So then enter to save. So we did category and we did centers also along with categories. So once we finish these two things, next back to the gateway of Tally, and the third step is what? Reports only, no? So ledger we have done second, third one has done cost centers and categories, and fourth one you can followed by vouchers. Very simple voucher. This is only logic method. So at the time of transaction, just you can see the transaction. What is the first transaction, guys? The first transaction is what? The first transaction is a paid wages, means wages account data to cash. So very simple, all our payments, last four are purchase and sales. So go to voucher, press F5 for payment. So click on wages. So what was the amount here? The amount is 500. So once we enter the 500, check the line of this transaction. Paid wages 500 for whom? For buildings. So building is a what? Category ABC project. So enter. Now cost allocation screen has displayed. See here. In this screen, first you can select the category. See here. In this case, you can select the category, space bar, press space, and now you can select the category. Under which one? Which category? Which center? Buildings. See here. So where we have transferred this amount? The amount is transferring into building works. See here. Transaction is as usual. Transaction is only for journal entry only. So accounting voucher only. But at the time of accounting voucher, how the amount is spending, we are working for the cost center and cost category. So this is the one example. This kind of example we can do many more. So you can select this cash here, then enter to save. So you want to write a narration, you can write the narration being what? Being spending for money. So being spending for cash, building works. Yes or no? So you can write all the narrations here, then enter to save. Next, second one, paid coolies 200 for roads. Again, same payment. Select the coolies charges 200. The category is a employee roads. Select the road category, road center, then enter to save by cash. Okay. Next, number 3 is again paid wages 1000 for roads. Again wages 1000 for. See here. Here is already center has displayed one other center. Now you can change the center as road. Next, credit is cash. Next is paid carriage charges 2000 for building. So carriage charges 2000 for project is category, then for building. See here. Next, select the cash, then enter to save. Next one is again paid coolies charges 1000 for roads. 1000 for roads. See, already it is displayed. Just you can continue it. In case if you have to change, if you want to modify anything, just you can modify it here. So already same thing is displayed. Just you can continue to save. Next transaction. Next transaction again same 500 for building. Coolies charges for 500. Amount is 500 for building. So 500 per building. Here. Then enter to save the screen. Next this check this transaction. 7th up to 6 transactions we did. 7, 8, 9, 10. What was the 7th transaction? Purchased goods worth rupees 5000 through Raju. That means he is the reference person. He is the employee. So now you can select that purchase transaction F9. So press F9 for purchase. So this is the item invoice mode. So in the item invoice mode to converting into accounting invoice. So press Control H. See here. Control H means change of voucher mode. And you can select the here as voucher. So now you can select the transaction is credit is cash. Just enter to save this all the details screen level. So what was the amount here? 5,000 through Raju. So just enter the amount here. Next, purchase ledger. So there is no stock here. Just you can skip it here. Means you can press continue to S here. So after enter the debit amount here, now the cost allocations are displayed. So just press now. Previously, which one we have selected? ABC project. Now you can select ABC projects employee. Now you can select who is the person, Raju. Just you can select the person name, then enter to save. Same transaction as purchase. Here as same purchase, 10,000 through Hari. So select through cash, 10,000 to Hari. Just change the person name here. It's over. Next one is what? Last two transactions are sold goods worth of 3,000 through Raju. Next, press F8. Same control H followed by as voucher. So we are receiving cash sales. So same continue to save those details. How much we are selling? 3,000 to Raju. So enter the amount 3,000. Now category is employee to Raj. Okay. And the last transaction is sold goods worth of 2,000 through Hari. So the purpose we are writing. So just you can understand the concept. So now you can write the same entry like that, 2,000 through Hari. Just select the cash ledger, 2,000. Again, same enter to save. Change the person is Hari. So over here, once we save these all transactions, say successfully we have done all those transactions. So once we done the transactions, now you can verify the reports. Reports means what? As usual, profit and loss you can verify it. That is, we know that. For profit and loss, they see here in this profit and loss, is there any cost center details? Profit and loss means as per the ledger transaction only, even balance sheet. But in this case, there is no special reports like. So you want to see the specified report as cost center details. That means how much spending for each category into number of centers. Like there are 4 centers are there. So that is a special reports as given. Display more reports. Okay, click on more reports. Now, statements of accounts. See here. In the below of outstanding line, click on cost centers. Check the cost category summary. See here. The name has given category summary. See here. This is the spending amount. See here. The total spending amount for employee, this amount 15,000, 5 plus 10. And this is a separate amount for how much spent for each person. The second category, that means the second category has given 5,200, which has spent by building works and road works. Suppose to, if you press enter again here in this line, in the selected line, see here. So this is the tracking of month report. So then enter, see here. How many transactions we passed only for building work? We have spent for building work, wages, carriage charges and coolies charges. So finally we have spending the amount. So the cost allocation is explained very clear. So this is very important point. So end of the day, so we need to take a report of how much spent amount for each and every product. Generally we are spending expenses. So we are receiving incomes. So in the between of these two elements, so the way of spending the money, so we need to write these kind of transactions. If you are not followed cost centers, just you can check the only journal entry only in the day book. But there is no special case because of this is not a outstanding payable and receivable. The payable and receivable is another concept. So we'll discuss you. So in this case, the cost center is to allocate the middleman work. So for purpose of how we are spending the money. Okay, how much we are spending the money each category. So it is easy to understand. It is a referral purpose. So this is the cost center cost category. See here. Again, if you select the roadworks, see here, you will get all the reports. So you want to take a printout, Control P. So now there is no printer connection here. Just click on I for preview, like a Alt Z for zoom. See here, this is your printout, the closing transactions of like. So this is the very clear reporting. So the cost center accounting. So it's a very easy, but it's very important for the cost center accounting in Tally. So how to create the cost center? I think you know that. So you want to see again cost centers. See here, cost center breakup. Suppose you want to see individual breakup. In the above result is what? Mixed result. That means all together, complete report. So you want to see the only one center details. Select the second one of cost center breakup. Which breakup you want to see? See here. So which one you want to take? Just select the one center here. Again press enter. So same thing has displayed. Total we have spent 3,000, and that 3,000 how we are spending the money. Okay, and next ledger breakup. So again you can check the ledger breakup. Suppose to say wages. Select the wages. The wages has spent two center works. One is the road and building. Again, if we can select purchase, again same, purchase is 2 persons, like a carriage charges only 1, that means building works only. So this is the breaking methods. Again you want to see the groups, that means ledger groups. So which group we want to see? Either purchase ledger, sales ledger, or else direct expense. If we can select direct expense here, so most of the direct expense are displayed. Again, if we can select the purchase account, so purchase relevant all are displayed 15,000. So this is the maximum report for cost center accounting. So if you can check the cost centers, display more reports once again, and statements of accounts, cost centers. So this is the cost center accounting creation. Okay. So how we are followed by the cost center details. Remain profit and loss, balance sheet are same methods, but the effective of cost center, it is a separate report it is created. So this is in the prime version. So how to create a cost center details.